welcome to You Have Been Watching, the show that goes through the week's TV like a fox in the bins, but with fewer visible patches of mange. We'll be looking at TV in a week when X Factor judge Cheryl Cole has claimed she's not on a diet. I don't want to be thin, I hate looking thin, she revealed in an exclusive lie to OK magazine. Auction channels Bid TV and Price Drop TV raised eyebrows when two supposedly live auctions were hosted simultaneously by the same presenter, Paul Evers. The scandal was discovered by Paul Evers, who was watching at home and in his office. Researchers claim the average TV viewer now watches 43 adverts a day. It's frightening to imagine the cumulative effect on the human brain of all those stultifying, intellectually deadening ITV shows in between. True. And there was uproar in the Big Brother house when Marcus called David a fat c***. If you haven't been following it this year, Marcus is the one with massive sideburns and David is the fat c***. Apparently. Anyway, joining me on the show this week are Frankie Boyle, Germaine Greer, and Frank Skinner. Now, Deal or No Deal, a room full of contestants, 22 boxes and only one question. How much longer can such an obviously random game mesmerise our failing species? Well, quite a bit longer, it seems. It's shown in over 60 countries to the delight of literally several foreigners. Let's take a look.
Myriad international versions of Deal or No Deal tend to come in one of two flavours. Either low-key studio capers, in which the boxes are opened by swamp monster members of the public, or big-budget glitzy affairs featuring leggy models...
Hi, ladies.
...and twice as many whooping imbeciles in the audience. Some even feature celebrity appearances, such as Christina Aguilera, seen here being utterly overwhelmed by a cheap welcoming banner in the Turkish version.
Wow.
Of course, the British incarnation shuns glitz and pretty girls in favour of a bearded former DJ prizing crates open in a tiny room in Bristol.
Welcome to the Dream Factory.
But wherever and however it's played, the game remains the same. Totally random. I wonder if the host of the Slovenian version looks like an idiot. Oh, luckily for us, he does. It's funny because he's foreign.
As you can see there, Deal or No Deal has established itself in every corner of the globe, just like fascism or Pringles. Deal or No Deal is completely random. There's no skill to it. It's not really a game at all. Why do you think it's so popular everywhere?
It's utterly random, but I think this is how it works, because Noel is into this cosmic ordering thing, isn't he? So I think he's suggesting that there is order in randomness, and it's not a TV show, it's a cult.
It's a completely random game, but people do try and impose a pattern on it. And it explains everything from sort of religion to, you know, why people say, oh, everything happens for a reason. That's one of my pet hates, is people who say, everything happens for a reason. Watch 1,000 episodes of this, and it will disabuse you of that fucking notion.
I actually watched, it's absolutely true. I watched it a few weeks ago, and they went to this old woman, and she opened the lid, and it said £50,000, and I shouted, you idiot, at the woman who'd opened the lid.
The thing that gets me about it, though, is I didn't understand about the people. I thought, who are these people who all love each other? Had they given them all E before they came on?
I think it's genuinely... I'd love to go on Deal or No Deal with a list, just a printed list of the sequence in which I want the boxes open. Just give it to Noel, put an iPod in and sit there.
Why has this format taken over the world when it's a rubbish format? It's a stupid idea, because they pretend it's got some skill to it. They go, let's ask the audience for their advice. If you need advice, randomly pointing to a box, you'd better win top prize, because you need fucking round-the-clock care.
Anyway, Deal or No Deal is a blank slate of a format, so it often gets dressed up in different ways to make it seem more exciting. For instance, in Britain, the money boxes are held by ordinary people who've spent the week bonding in a travelodge. But take a look at the US version, in which I think I may have detected a hint of gratuitousness.
Now, everyone always asks me, what's the toughest part of this show for me? Well, this is not it. Ladies, please. Needs $1 have them. 3 more cases to open.
Number 1.
Number 1 is Claudia. Open it.
A shameless meat market there. Germaine, I would imagine that when you see that, you think, well, my work here is done. Something extraordinary happened in an American episode last year. And anyone got any idea what that might have been?
Was it a racially motivated murder?
Weirdly, no. I'll give you a clue. It's involved someone you might not have expected to see there.
Osama bin Laden was one of the women in drag.
No. It's think former presidents.
Bush. Bush turned up, did the racially motivated murder, then left.
Well, let's take a look.
Tonight, it's our biggest show ever.
I'm thrilled to be on Deal or No Deal with you tonight.
And what would make our commander-in-chief come on the show?
You have a Purple Heart, 2 Bronze Stars. You are the ultimate American. You are what we look up to.
Captain Kobus, thank you for your courageous service in Iraq.
He's talking to your son.
And this hero could triple his winnings on the Deal Wheel, taking home $3 million. Don't miss one of our most intense games ever.
Laura and I are rooting for you tonight. Please.
A knockout!
Yes, the Americans are very good at slightly underplaying things, aren't they? That was George Bush on Deal or No Deal. I don't think they should let war criminals appear on game shows, although it was funny when Mussolini went on total wipeout. Would you have tuned in to watch that?
I'd have done it if Bush's head had been in one of the boxes.
They should have hazards in the boxes, shouldn't they? They should have a box of wasps. The whole Edmonds.
Do you think that in any way made it better?
No. I like the fact that our version is incredibly low rent. That seems to be part of the excitement of it.
Yes, that is part of the charm.
I like the way they've utterly devalued applause. I know. There's something really marvellous about that. You spend years trying to come up with jokes that might one day get applause. 50p brings the fucking house.
OK, another question here. Fingers on buzzers for this. It's an international question. Who presented the Nigerian version of the show?
DCI Burnside from The Bell.
That would have been brilliant. No, but it is a familiar face. He's a man.
It's John Fashanu, isn't it?
It is. It is John Fashanu. Let's see him in action.
Hello, I'm John Fashanu, and welcome to Deal or No Deal. Now, when the producer told me about Deal or No Deal, he said, you will have an opportunity to work on one of Nigeria's biggest entertainment shows. And he told me, you will have an opportunity to work with 26 of the most gorgeous, elegant, true love models. And today, I can tell you, I have the best job in Africa. Hello, ladies!
Hi, John.
Wow, you see what I mean?
Slightly eerie, yes. John Fashanu was the presenter. That was incredible. Of course, the major difference in the Nigerian version is the banker doesn't use a telephone. He sends you an email asking for your account details. It sounds like it was scripted by somebody who'd written one of those emails, actually.
It's nice, though. I like the idea he's got the best job in Africa. I thought that was Robert Mugabe. When I was associating, John Fashanu did when he played football, he did a very famous elbow into a player called Gary Mabbutt's head and shattered his eye socket.
I thought you said shat in his eye socket.